Top mistress of the banging misses and videos. While I'm with my freak like we up in the freak shows. Hit you with the shit, make you feel it all in your toes. Hot got all my people in red clothes. Dialing my metaphors when I formulate my flows. If you don't know, you're messing with lyrical player pros like that.
Wanna party with me?
Ways Impact Wars Podcast. I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr. We're broadcasting once again here in the DFW, that's Dallas Fort Worth, Texas. Of course, you know this is our Saturday morning edition where we come to you every Saturday here in the DFW, Dallas Fort Worth, Texas. And like I say, I'm very excited and very honored, very privileged to have a very, very extraordinary young woman who's doing extraordinary things here in the DFW. As she's a native, she's from Washington, but transitioned here to Dallas back in 2019. And ever since then, she's been hitting the ground running with these amazing business that she's doing, making an impact in the community, setting a legacy for herself. And that's what it's all about. Extraordinary people doing extraordinary things. I'm very honored, very privileged to have my guest on here this morning. What's going on with you? How is everything going? Thank you for taking time on your productive schedule. And go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience here on the Walking His Ways Impact Wars Podcast.
Well, I'm Margie Mar. Like he said, born and raised in Washington State. I moved to Dallas, Texas, I believe 2019, like the beginning of 2019. Let's see, I got 4 businesses right now. I do professional photography. I do custom artwork. I have a clothing brand, and I also have a modeling team. I really don't know what else to say. Like my businesses are me.
And I know you have a very, very impressive resume in what you do. And like I say, all the time I have entrepreneurs come on the show, business people come on the show, entertainers, athletes, you name it, and they're always about living out their dream. They're all about accomplishing their goals. They know they was not put on. They know they was not put here just to waste their lives. They was here to be productive, make an impact, enhance those that come around them. And so, do entrepreneurship runs in your family, or are you the first one in your family to step up into that arena of entrepreneurship?
To be honest, it doesn't really run in my family. Like, I was adopted, me and my 2 sisters, so we were adopted when we were like pretty young. I think I was 3 years old, and my family, like, you know, they're just regular, 9 to 5. My dad was a pastor, so I grew up a preacher's kid. Let's see, like my brother's in construction, my sister is a social worker. Like, really, nobody in my family does anything like this.
So it's like, okay, you always, well then I'll tell you that you believe in yourself to step out, like I said, the 9 to 5, the norm, where, what society told us what we need to do, go to school, get a job, stay on that job for 30 years, get a pension, and think that you live a good life when you hit retirement. We know that was a lie. We know that's phony baloney. And we know that people stepped outside the boat. And we know that people stepped outside the box, especially when the pandemic hit in 2020, when a lot of individuals did lose their job, they did lose their place of income, but they decided, and a lot of business did bounce back from the pandemic. But we had those baby boomers, they call it, the entrepreneurs who say, you know what, I'm believe in myself, I'm a count on myself, I'm a bet on myself to make these things happen and make things shake. And like I said, you have a very, very extraordinary business. So take us behind the scene on what your business like. You don't have one business, you have multiple business. And so when do you start the first business and then on to the 4th business? But when do you actually start your first business?
That's kind of a hard question, because as far as like photography, I've been doing that since like high school. Like, I took photography class in high school. Like, I have my own camera, everything like that. So I did that in high school. So that started like maybe 2011, I believe. And then I kind of took a break from that, lived life, graduated, all that. And then I guess it started when I came out here, to be honest. Like, well, no. Actually, I would say my art business started right before I came out here, because I started doing custom like painted letters and stuff. Just like started doing like, just seeing what I could do with my hands, and like, just trying to feel out what I like to do. And then coming out here, I started seeing that people would do like the rolling trays, or like, just like custom trays. And I'm like, That doesn't seem that hard. So literally I just looked up videos, like watched TikTok, YouTube. I was just like, let me see if I can figure it out. Got the supplies, figured it out, and everybody was like, it just kind of blew up from there. And then really, again, everything kind of really started out here. Like I started expressing myself more in how I dress and like my fashion and everything once I came out here, because it's way more open out here than it is in Washington. Like it's way more conservative, you know, way more judgmental. So coming out here, I was able to like kind of like branch out, like, oh, this doesn't look bad, or like even if I do wear this, people won't judge me. So that kind of started my brand, and then that my models built it off of my brand because I had so many models interested in my brand because they're like, I like your clothes, I like your fashion sense, I like what you're doing. So a lot of it did start out here, but photography definitely started in Washington, and that started like in high school.
Okay, and I know when you made that transition from Washington to the DFW, of course. How was it being the new face in the city? Network. I know the networking here is crazy. The networking here is on point. And I said a lot of networking events here in the DFW, of course. How was it when you first introduced yourself to those who you knew you were gonna work with, and how was that connection when you told me, hey, I do photography, I do all these? Was they intrigued? Were they excited? Like, hey, I want to work with you. How did it all transpire with these relationships? Because you take great pictures, as I've seen your work on social media. Just the work that you do. How was that with the networking? To connect with the young ladies as well.
It was different, to be honest, like, cause like my very first fashion show, you know, a lot of brands out here, they do like sweatsuits, or they'll do just like plain t-shirts, you know, they'll put different color t-shirts and then they'll put everybody in jeans. Mine, I like came different. Like I was dressing girls like head to toe. We had accessories, we had bags, we had sunglasses, jackets, like, you know, literally like head to toe. I was like sending pictures of what I had to the girls before, just to like kind of let them know like, hey, I need you to bring this, or, you know, like to match this. And so just like for my first fashion show, everybody's like, this is cool. Like people were buying the stuff, like literally like I'm taking this home, like I don't care, like this is mine. Like it was just like, to be honest, it was a lot of love, and it kind of like fueled me to keep going. I was like, oh, you guys love me. Like, you know, because it's just me, literally just who I am, and I'm just like expressing that and like putting out there, and then people are actually like taking to it. And so that kind of built off of doing like the photography and like just meeting more people. Like I really I'm a people person, so really just like everything I do, I try to make connections, and I try to like kind of like build a bond with somebody. So it's like, hey, like if I need you for this, like I'll do this for you. You know, it's not just like, oh, I'm selfish. No, like I don't. You know, like a lot of people out here are just like they're kind of in their own little bubble. Like I'm very much like, if we have a positive relationship and we can communicate, let's build each other up. Because to be honest, people are struggling right now. Like it's it's a lot. So I don't know. I really just kind of build it off of how people treat me. Like, I'm not going to just like sit there and follow after somebody. Like, I'm from Washington, so people are like, oh, you're a Valley girl. Or, like, you know, they think I'm soft or anything like that. But I'm like, no, I will stand up for what's mine, like what I believe in. Like, just don't like play with me. Like you realize like I have a talent. Like, I can do art, I can do photography, I can make you some clothes. Like, to be honest, I can do hair. Like, you know, I do a lot of stuff. So really, I just have to make sure I find positive people and keep them around me. That's really how I've been building out, like, and it's like word of mouth. Because if you have positive, like, people who are like, hey, yeah, I really love what you're doing, I'm gonna promote you, I'm gonna post your business, like, just because they like what you're doing, that's what I like around me. Like, I don't like haters. I don't like people who are like, you know, like they're sitting there like cheering for you, but at the same time they're like whispering behind behind your back. So like, I really just like, it's really just off of relationships. That's really 100% what it is. It's relationships.
Hey, and I totally agree. Cause like I said, when it's come that knowledge of self, when you become to the knowledge of self, you learn more about yourself. You learn what you will, and you learn what you won't tolerate. And I'm big on being consistent. I mean, being consistent in everything. You know, when I was on my way to work, and I just was thinking about stuff. You know, a lion gonna be a lion. A snake gonna be a snake. Yeah. A zebra gonna be a zebra. Dog gonna be a dog. Cat gonna be a cat. What I'm saying is they don't change. They gonna operate what they're supposed to operate in. But when it comes to human beings, we're not. We're inconsistent. We up 1 minute, down 1 minute. We I may kick it with you, laugh it up, dab it up with you. Then the next minute, I'm acting funny towards you and shunning away. And that's something I don't like. And that's something that I really don't care for. It's all about being consistent. If I'm real with you, I'm gonna stay real with you. All that phony baloney, I don't have time for that. So I totally agree on that. Being consistent. Because I know I say this when I learned this phase. Humans are weird, man. Humans are weird. But being consistent. And like I said, just really put it in the work. The basics. And then you mentioned that you made clothes. I know back in the day. A lot of girls were making their clothes. They were actually wearing their own clothes to school, some they design. And when you mention that, I really don't hear much about that. But you mentioned that you made clothes. So when you was in school, were you wearing your own clothes? Were you wearing other people, or were you mostly wearing your own clothes when you were in school?
No, like I'm telling you, I grew up completely different. Like in Washington, I grew up in a small town. Like there was 30,000 people like total. Like I was the only black girl in my grade. So it's like it wasn't really like I said, like when I moved out here, that's when I was able to like express myself and kind of like find like clothes are completely different, stores are completely different. Like everything is like fashion, everything is completely different. So to be honest, I was kind of like a tomboy. I was like, I was the little nerdy girl, like gets along with everybody. I did sports, I did cheerleading. Like, I was just the cool person that everybody got along with. It wasn't like I was like, oh, I'm a fashionista and I was strutting through the. No, that was not to me. Like I was like swimmer, as I like to say. Like it took me a little bit to get my glow up. I had to graduate, move out here, and then I was like, okay, I know who I am now.
I like what you said. You said, I know who I am now. You're not worrying about what other people think or how they perceive you. Or in a word, you're not being persuaded by other people's opinion. And I like how you say that. You know what I'm saying? You walk with the beat of your own drum. You say that you matter of fact, you're creating the life that you want to live. You know what I'm saying? We are creative beings. We create with our thoughts. It goes scripture for a moment. The Bible said death and life is the power of the tongue to eat the fruit thereof. So we speak things in this our mindset, the subject, man. I'm really on big on that. And before we go any further, we'll take a quick commercial break, and after that commercial break, we're going to jump right back into our Q&A conversation.
When the hotties wear their Nike by You shoes, I want them to feel like hotties. I want them to feel confident. I want them to feel like I'm really stepping right now. I got it on my feet. When coming up with the ideas and the names and the whole style of the Nike by You Air Max 97s about making it stallion, I really wanted to just like kind of touch on all my different personas. I see myself styling my Nike by Yous, obviously with Hot Girl Systems, my collection. You gotta have it on your feet and on your booty meat, and it's just gonna be amazing. But yeah, all of these shoes are me. They're my children, my babies. And I'm giving it to the hotties.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back here on the Walking This Way's Impact World podcast. This is our Saturday morning edition. I am your host, Furman Jackson Jr., broadcasting right now here in the DFW. I'm very excited to have an extraordinary young woman here on the show with me this morning. I know we were supposed to do the show one time, but I know something ended up happening, conflict of schedule, but we know it kind of came back around full circle, and I'm glad you're on here to give us an insight on who you are. And I know one of your businesses, I think it's under the whole umbrella, correct me if I'm wrong, Dallas Dolls. So is all your businesses under the same name, or different names, or is everything on one umbrella?
Well, I'm kind of like fixing that or like moving things around with that, but let's see, like the clothing brand, that's Dollaire. So DollaireMK, which is my initials. Dollaire is which is like a doll and a millionaire, so that's kind of how I came up with that. And then I put initials at the end, so that's the clothing brand. And then the modeling team is the Dallas Dolls, and they do like podcasts, they do fashion shows, music videos, what else? They do photo shoots, collaboration, stuff like that. And then building off of that, I have the Baby Dolls, which is my teen team, which is like teen models. So it's anything that's like, below the girls aren't getting in the club. Like we're doing other stuff. We're doing positive. Like we'll go out to the park. We'll do like craft days and stuff like that. And then I have MEK Photography, which is my photography, and then Margie's Market, which is my art, and then kind of like the whole umbrella, which I'm still building, is the Dolls Empire. So that's gonna kind of like have everything. But yeah, so everything kind of has its own little branch off of it. It all kind of plays off of my name, but yeah, they're all kind of separate.
And hearing what you're saying, you have a lot going on, which is a good thing. You're staying very, very productive. And I know you hear a lot of time when people say how entrepreneurship is not for anybody. And when you're building a business, when you're building a brand, of course, especially when you're building a business, we know that it does take a lot of your time. And I know you have to make the sacrifices in order to be successful. Big shout out to 1950. He said at one time, sacrificing temporary pleasure for long-term success. And I know you're that individual who wants to have long-term success. That's the name of the game, right? To have long-term success. Forget temporary pleasure. Forget hanging out, looking forward to the weekend. It's all about, hey, I'm building my legacy, get my paper up, building these businesses, building these brands. So at the end of the day, that my children can eat off this. You know what I'm saying? So and that's what it's all about. Establishment, doing something that you love to do. So when you always into entertainment, because I know you hear a lot of entertainment stuff from photography, clothing design, podcasting, videos. So you was always fascinated with the entertainment business, or that's something you just walked into?
Yeah, to be honest, I kind of walked into it. Like growing up, I was definitely, like I said, I was like really nerdy. Like I was reading a lot. Like I did sports. Like I have a whole Lord of the Rings tattoo. Like I'm very much a nerd. So yeah, I was reading a lot. I was just like, I was hanging out with my parents. Like I really was just like in my own little world. So again, like I said, like when I came out here, like like right before I just started like expressing myself more. To be honest, my older sister, she was like more of like the artist, like like the she was the artistic girl, and like she did all the drawings, and like she was like, that was her. But like, so I was like, okay, that's her thing. Like I'm gonna be the nerd. And like my other sister was like into like she was actually more into fashion. Like she was like up with the trends and everything like that. And so I was like, okay, everybody has their own lane. But then when I like grew up and kind of like got out more into the world, I was like, oh, I can actually do that too. I could be into fashion. I could be into art. I can still be nerdy. I can, just like kind of find, like I said again earlier, like who I am. So
right.
It really did. Like I said, it took me like falling into it. It wasn't like, oh, I've known this since I was a kid.
Hey, but you know what? I'd say this. It was something that was already buried in you. You know what I'm saying? It just was already there. You just brought it out of you. And it's not wrong with being nerdy. Nerdy to me is a good thing. Good thing about it. The nerds are the one who are always successful. The nerds are always the one who's disciplined. I mean, if you look at it from that point, you had a lot of people who just lollygag through life, take stuff for granted. But the nerds is always hustling, bustling, grinding, educating themselves, got their face in the books, put in the work, and then will become long-term successful. So hey, being a nerd is nothing wrong with being a nerd. Nerd is a cool thing, of course, also. So I know we already in the early. We know we're in the 4th month of 2024. So what things are popping off for the month of April for your businesses?
Ooh, to be honest, April is actually one of our busiest months so far. So number one, I planned a bunny bash. That's going to be at the Dive on 75 on April 26th. So that's going to be like all my models are going to have bunny costumes. There's going to be a red carpet. I'm going to have photographers coming. So like everybody who shows up, they're going to get like, candid photos of them walking in. Like it's going to be a whole vibe. That's going to be super fun. So that's going to be on April 26th. Let's see. I have I have 2 photo shoots lined up. I believe that my dolls are going to be at the Heroes Lounge on April 12th, which is going to be with the Badass Twins, which I believe they work with Bougie. I'm not sure, but they invited us for my dolls to come and like be on stage and like just kind of like be their little entourage. So we're going to get content with that. So that's going to be really fun and a really cool opportunity. Let's see. I believe I think we might have another podcast. We have a music video. and I believe just another photo shoot. Yeah. So we got an event, we got a podcast, we got a club appearance, like hosting, and then we have like our photo shoot. So yeah, we're kind of busy this month.
Man, that's what's up. Well, you know what? Somebody always told me never say busy, say productive. So you're just productive for the month of April and beyond. So if anyone who has any inquiry about doing business with you, whether it's photography, becoming a guest on on the podcast, or just doing the videos, how can those who are interested, how can they get in contact with you for business purposes?
Well, if you're gonna be on Facebook, my main account is Margie, so that's where like I would probably send all my messages. But I also have the Dollar Stalls, I also have Dollaire, I also have MK Photography. Everything is on Facebook and Instagram, so you can reach me on any of those platforms. But mainly, if you're like on Facebook, I would say Margie, and then if you're on Instagram, it will be DollaireMK. So that's where I would suggest you go.
Man, that's what's up. Hey, we're gonna take one quick commercial break, and after that, I want you to give your final thoughts, your final opinion, and your sound advice and your sound wisdom to those who are interested entrepreneurs. So we'll be right back after this commercial break.
If you live for the applause, you're going to die by the bulls. I actually enjoy being in a position where I'm a bit of an underdog and I got to fight my way back up to the top. I love for you to say, oh, it's over. I love for you to say, oh, no, he ain't going to do it again. Oh, no, it can't happen. No, that right there is motivation, because that means I got someplace to go. I got some place to grow.
We're back here on the Walking This Ways Impact Wars podcast. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us this morning. We're about to get ready to wrap everything up. And we know everything is Saturday. We know people got things to do. And I'm very respectful of my guest time, of course. So do you have any words of wisdom, any sound of advice that you want to leave here with the audience watching us? Well, right now we're live streaming on YouTube, X, formerly known as Twitter, LinkedIn, and of course on both of the my personal page of Facebook as well, the Walking This Ways Facebook page. Also, I also want to give a big shout out to those on my other platforms. Big shout out on Spotify, iHeart, Apple Podcasts, and all other social media platforms as well. So this episode will be on the iHeart podcast as well. So tune in when that gets uploaded. So go ahead and release your expertise, your words of wisdom, sound advice for those who inspire to be great.
Ooh, let's see. Have a game plan, number one. Like, have something written, have everything you want to do kind of like written out. Don't just like kind of hop into it. Let's see. Number two, keep people around you who have your best interest. Like, even if they're family, even if they say that they're like, oh, I got you on this, I got you on this. Make sure, number one, get it in writing. Number two, hold them up to it. Because a lot of people, if you don't kind of like follow through or like stand on your business, they'll think that they can play with you, or they think that like you're not serious. So like just make sure people understand like where you're coming from. Make sure that they understand that like you're serious about this, you're passionate about it. Yeah, I would just like, that's really my advice. Like just like have a game plan, stay positive. Don't get discouraged because it takes a lot. It's not going to happen like overnight. It definitely takes some time to build. Like I'm 2 years into it and I'm still building and figuring out what I'm doing and restructuring. So take your time, patience. So that's what it is. And also keep an open perspective on everything, because if you are very like one-sided and closed-minded, it's going to close you off to a lot of business opportunities. So that's my advice.
No, I appreciate you, Em, for all that you said, and taking time with your busy schedule to hang out with me this morning here on the platform, of course. And I know you got stuff you have to do. Like I said, respect for your time, of course, and never be a stranger, of course. I look forward to having you on here again. Keep me updated on what's going on. Like you said, you got a lot of great things going on for, you know, a young lady, of course. Keep up the great work. Keep inspiring. Keep being motivated. Evolve, of course. Always learn. Always grow. You mentioned one thing. Patience. It's all about being patient at the end of the day. Being patient, taking your time, write things out. You know, there's no wrong writing things out. You know, the old saying is, he don't plan, plans to fail. So if you're not planning, you're planning to fail. Get you some mentors. Study. Self-educate yourself. It's always a beautiful thing. Trust the process. Yeah, research. You know, if you want to be great, you gotta put in the work, and you gotta be putting in the work if you don't want to do that. But like I said, we about to go leave this thing. I'll be back here Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central. If you're on the West Coast, that's gonna be 5 p.m. And if you're on the East Coast, it's gonna be 8 p.m. So I'll be back here Tuesday night. To then, man, y'all have a great Saturday, and we'll see y'all next time here on Walking This Way's Impact Wars Podcast. Peace, everybody.
Try to snatch your prime darkness. Through that door you ran endlessly. Refuse to look back at me. You made yourself my enemy. But I am a girl of prayer. Return it for my love and care. You didn't wanna burn on me. You are the one that lied on me. Turn the whole world against me. With hateful words they surround me. With no reason for against me. You did a 35 on me. You did a 55 on me. You hated the light in me. So I've been peeping how you looking lately. These days you've been looking like a lot of bit of crazy. Doing what you can to get reaction that don't faze me. Fan behavior on 1,000, you're the one that's phased. But hey, what can I say? We ain't the same. Like, do I even know your name? So I've been peeping how you looking lately. These days you've been looking like a lot of bit of crazy. Doing what you can to get reaction that don't faze me. Fan behavior on 1,000, you're the one that's phased. What can I say? We ain't the same. Like, do I even know your name? You come and be, you come and eat. Covered from my head to my feet. You got to mind, I can't compete. Thought you were strong, but now you weak. Round after round, after round, after round. You come and be, you come and eat. Knocking you down, down to your knees. Cause Bible don't play up on me. Messing with me, deal with the beat. Round after round, after round, after round. I've been peeping how you looking lately. These days you've been looking like a lot of bit of crazy. Doing what you can to get reaction that don't faze me. Fan behavior on 1,000, you're the one that's phased. But hey, what can I say? We ain't the same. Like, do I even know your name? So I've been peeping how you're looking lately. These days you've been looking like a lot of bit of crazy. Doing what you can to get reaction that don't faze me. Fan behavior on 1,000, you're the one that's phased. Yeah.